All right, so you want to get up to speed on like all the big economic stuff that's going down right now. I mean, who really has the time to like wade through all those reports, right?
Totally.
So today we are going deep, deep, deep on the potential impact of all these, reciprocal tariffs the U.S. has been slapping on, well, everyone.
Oh, yeah.
We've been digging through news, those big investment bank projections, what the IMF and other bigwigs are saying, even what business leaders are saying. Our mission, should we choose to accept it,
let's do it,
is to boil it all down, Like, what are the big takeaways? What should we actually be worried about?
One thing that jumps out right away is that, everyone seems to think things are going to slow down.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, we're seeing it everywhere. Growth forecasts getting slashed. Some folks even saying we might see 2 quarters in a row of negative growth here in the U.S.
Whoa, hold on. We're not talking about like a little dip, right?
Not really.
This is like, what? Full-blown stagflation territory.
Yeah, I mean, that's the big fear, isn't it? Economy stalling out, but prices just keep climbing higher. And a lot of fingers are pointing at these tariffs as the main culprit.
Makes sense.
It's like the markets are basically treating these tariffs as like a stealth tax increase.
Oh, really?
Yeah. One analysis we looked at even compared to, get this, the biggest tax hike since the late 60s.
Wow.
And, that puts a huge damper on things. Businesses won't invest. People won't spend.
Yeah.
It's a recipe for a slowdown.
And it's not just like, us armchair analysts who are worried.
Not at all.
I mean, the IMF, they came out and basically said, hold on, these tariffs are a serious risk to the whole global economy.
They didn't mince words.
Not at all. Big red flag. So why is the IMF so worried?
Well, think about it. Global supply chains,
yeah,
right? Like U.S. companies have spent decades building these intricate, super efficient international networks. And these tariffs, they just throw a wrench right into the gears.
Makes sense, yeah.
We're even seeing stock prices dip for companies that, rely heavily on manufacturing stuff overseas.
Makes total sense. I mean, if your business depends on importing stuff, right, at a certain price,
yeah,
and suddenly that price goes up, well, that's going to hit your bottom line, right?
Exactly.
And it sounds like American business leaders are kind of freaking out about this, too.
Oh, yeah, big time.
We saw one quote from a CEO, I think he was from a venture capital firm, and he was saying, look, everyone's worried. These tariffs are way too high. They're going to hurt the U.S. economy.
And it's not just that. It's this whole cocktail of concerns. Slower growth, businesses taking a hit, and then you layer on top of that this fear of rising inflation.
Oh, man. That's not good.
Some projections show that we could see the PCE inflation rate, basically how much prices change for all the stuff we buy every day, almost double by the end of the year.
Ouch.
And even those one-year inflation swap rates, which show what investors think inflation will be, they've shot up to a 3-year high.
So like pressure from all sides.
Pretty much.
And this isn't just a U.S. problem, right?
No way. It's global.
We're seeing those warning signs pop up all over the place.
Absolutely. Like, a bunch of reports suggest the U.K. could be headed for an even worse recession than anyone thought.
Oh, wow.
China's GDP growth is projected to really slow down, which will clobber their export sector.
Makes sense.
And Vietnam, which sends a ton of stuff to the U.S., they could see their whole GDP take a massive hit if these tariffs are applied to their goods.
So the whole world's on edge.
Pretty much. It's like the IMF managing director said, these tariffs are a serious threat to an already fragile global economy.
So just to, bring it all back to you, our listener, the big picture here, it's not pretty.
No sugarcoating it.
We're looking at the very real possibility of negative growth here in the U.S., prices going up, making everything more expensive, global trade getting messed up, and businesses everywhere struggling to cope, and all because of these, tit-for-tat tariffs.
It's a tough situation for sure.
Definitely something to think about. So here's a question for you to ponder. How do you think these economic shifts, if they do happen, will impact different parts of the world, like different industries, different countries? And has anything like this happened before, these widespread tariffs? And if so, what happened? What were the long-term consequences?
It's definitely something to keep in mind as we, try to figure out what's coming next.
Food for thought.
Food for thought.